And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Today's hazardous weather graphic for the northern areas showing a winter weather advisory continues out for the eastern Arctic coast here down into the north slope for tonight for winds gusting to 40 miles an hour, creating blowing snow conditions that could reduce visibilities to a quarter mile or less in some areas here. And those winds are out of the west at 40 miles an hour. Otherwise, still a winter storm warning out for snow and freezing rain there for the northern panhandle and the Juneau area. And then Skagway up there has a winter weather advisory out, looking for 4 to 7 inches of snow to fall tonight in that area. Satellite imagery showing all the clouds here across the panhandle, kind of one surge moving through, another one here showing up, pushing up toward Yakutat and then toward the north coast there of the panhandle, and drier conditions down to the south. Clear and cold, or variably cloudy and cold, mostly clear here over the interior, south of the Brooks Range, all the way down to Kodiak Island. Some clouds here over the eastern Copper River Basin. In fact, snow falling today all the way west to Cordova and extending northeastward there across the eastern Copper River Basin areas. Light amounts of snow, though, and a lot of clouds up along the Arctic coast. One band pushing off, another surge coming in from the west there, but the main one here already moving out of the area into the Mackenzie River Delta, but some more cloudiness back to the west and northwestern and continued westerly flow across the Arctic Ocean, affecting mainly the north slope out to the Arctic coast. Otherwise, not much going on here on the chart. Storm-free out over the Aleutians and the Bering Sea. Weak system down there to the south, really not causing much weather up toward the eastern Aleutians. And on the chart here, high pressure, several centers there on the map here from the Seward Peninsula, Russian Far East, and then the far western Bering Sea. Lighter, much lighter northeasterly flow now here off the southwest coast, all the way down to the Aleutians, maybe a few isolated snow showers out there for the west central Aleutians, but dry conditions, a lot of clearing here again from the eastern Bering Sea right into the interior. Here's a trough up here bringing the snow and blowing snow to the eastern Arctic coast. Kaktovik, Barter Island, had a peak wind gust earlier today of about 54 miles per hour with breezy conditions all the way out to the west. And then snow again here from Cordova right up into the eastern Copper River Basin. Snow continuing at a pretty good rate. Juneau this morning, starting to show signs of easing up a little bit this afternoon, but areas of snow and freezing rain here for the northern panhandle. Precipitation in the form of rain over the southern areas with much warmer temperatures there with this low in the Gulf. Next system down to the south kind of pushes up to the northeast there toward the Queen Charlottes tonight, the front anyway, with a low staying farther to the south. Still have low pressure off the panhandle coast there, so periods of snow again. Northern panhandle, rain and snow becoming just rain down to the south. Still a chance of snow Cordova eastward into the Wrangell Mountains. Another clear, cold night over interior Alaska. Many of the interior areas below zero, right down to the coast, in fact, right around zero for the lows along the southwest coast. And another trough brings a little bit of light snow into the western central Arctic coast. And again, nothing out over the Bering Sea. And then for Wednesday, weak system here spreads some light snow to St. Matthew Island, but brings a threat there, possibly to St. Lawrence Island, but just a slight risk, probably nothing at all. And another trough moves onto the western Arctic coast Wednesday with some snow showers. High pressure keeps it cold over the interior, all the way down the Gulf of Alaska and Kodiak Island, Bristol Bay areas. Now the Copper River Basin finally losing the snow here, and still chance of some moisture there, rain or snow showers for the North Gulf Coast into the northern panhandle. Increasing wind and rain coming into that next system, especially Prince of Wales Island, Dixon entrance in toward Metlakatla, the Ketchikan, and of course Annette. And then for Thursday, that front weakens into a trough here, and that'll keep it wet and unsettled over the panhandle. More moisture comes back around, so increasing snow chances there from the eastern Alaska range, possibly north or Tok and Northway into Nebezna on down toward May Creek and right down to the Cordova area. That'll be pretty light. And then that trough moves eastward with light snow showers to the eastern Arctic coast again. Winds picking up a little bit there, maybe back to gusts 40 miles an hour with that. And a little bit of an increase in the northeast winds here off the southwest coast. A little bit of an increase in the winds through the Alaska Range passes with a little bit tighter gradient there, but nothing too dramatic. And again, storm free out over the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. Lows tonight, 50 to 55 below over the Yukon Flats, in the minus 40s around the Fairbanks area in the Tanana Valley, and mid 30s below zero for the Copper River Basin, northern Kuskokwim Valley, near zero for Bristol Bay and the southwest coast, anywhere from 5 to 25 below for south central Alaska, lower 20s Kodiak Island, lower 30s for the Aleutians, lower 20s northern southeast coast, right around 31 for Juneau, lower 40s to the south. Highs in the 40s into at least the central panhandle there. Juneau looking at a high possibly of 39, 32 for Skagway. Below zero here north and west of the Alaska Range all the way to the Arctic coast with minus 40s for highs again in the Yukon Flats. And single numbers 5 to 10 for south central Alaska, and in the 30s for the Aleutians. And lows Thursday morning, 50 to 55 below there for the Yukon Flats, or maybe even 50 to 60 below, and upper 30s to mid minus 40s below zero in the central interior, and 5 to 10 below for the southwest coast areas now, near 20 for the Pribilofs, about 10 below for St. Lawrence Island, and 25 below for the Copper River Basin. By contrast, Middleton Island 35 above, and in the 20s and 30s for the Panhandle. Highs in the 40s now from Juneau southward, mid 40s for Craig, Cloaca, and Metlakatla. And highs again 45 to 50 below in the Yukon Flats, mid 40s, or 43 below for Bettles, and 5 to 10 for south central Alaska, 30 for Kodiak Island, right around zero for the southwest coast, and in the 20s for the Pribilofs and the 30s for the Aleutians.